Good morning, kids. Welcome to another lesson with Mickey D. So today you're going to be doing, this week you're going to be doing color space. So what are color spaces? A device color space simply describes the range of colors, which is also known as the gamut or the range they have available to you, that a camera can see, a printer can print, or a monitor like a phone screen, computer monitor, tablet screen can display. Editing color spaces, on the other hand, such as Adobe RGB or Adobe sRGB, are device independent, which means you can do it on the computer even if you're not going to print it or display it. What this means is you can embed or attach a color space to an image so that the colors it contains will be as close as possible to the original colors in the image. So what is color space? Color spaces are available in software packages you use and also in the device, whether it's a camera or your phone that you use to take that picture, to capture that image. So you can use Adobe Photoshop, you can use a digital camera, you can use a mobile phone, you can use a digital scanner, and they'll all have color spaces. So why are color spaces there? They are there to help you match the colors you capture as closely as possible so that whenever you display that image, either on the web or on a computer screen or by printing them, that they will look as close as possible to the original image. All digital images are made up of red and green and blue pixels. Now the problem is your camera, your phone, your scanner or your computer monitor and the printer can see those reds and greens and blues differently. On top of that, a printer then prints those colors out doesn't use red, green, blue. It uses colors called cyan, magenta, and yellow. So the printer then has to translate the colors from the device and match them as best it can. So what you see on your screen and print out of the printer is as close as you can actually get it. Have a little example on you here on the screen on that presentation, which shows you the difference in colors between RGB and cyan, magenta, and yellow and black. So how do you match them? You can do a good job of matching your colors by changing the color settings in a program such as Photoshop. You can change the color settings in Adobe Photoshop before you start working on an image by clicking on Edit on the menu and then going to Color Settings. And this is where Adobe has preset color spaces already set up, and you can change them or embed them to your image before you start. The color settings Photoshop dialog box, Adobe sRGB. If you were to select this option, so these are the color spaces that you would get in Photoshop. One of them is called Adobe sRGB, and if you were to select that option, you could set your camera to that option as well. So what you see on the computer and what your camera sees on there are both using the same color space. So you'll get a good match of the reds would be the same, the greens would be the same, the blues would be the same. So these profiles then you can embed them into your image using Photoshop so that it will match even if it's opened on a different computer or a different tablet or a different screen. If you chose Photoshop to embed a color space to your image and someone opened it up on their computer, it would tell them you're using the Adobe sRGB or the Adobe RGB color space when you opened it. At the minute, the working color space is set to Adobe sRGB by default in Photoshop, which is fine if your images are going to be displayed on the internet, as this is only going to give you a color range of 256 reds and greens and blues all mixed together. But what's good about that is it will keep your file size low, and that's what you want if the image is going to be displayed on the web, because every time somebody clicks onto your image, it has to download it onto your computer. So if you used Adobe sRGB as your color space for images that were going on the web, it'll keep the file size small, it'll display nicely, and the download time will be very, very quick. Let's see now. So if you chose then you wanted to print an image, you're better using Adobe RGB, because what Adobe RGB will give you is instead of 256 colors, it'll give you a bigger color space of 16 million colors, which means the file size will be very large, but that's what you want if you want a nice high quality print. So choosing the correct one for your image. In general, you want to use color spaces that are as large as practical. For example, if your printer is capable of producing an output in a color space larger than sRGB, which is only 256 colors mixed together, it's going to limit your image, and all you're doing then is producing a pure quality image out of a printer. You'd be far better using Adobe RGB. The larger color space like Adobe RGB gives it much more colors available, 16 million colors, more hues, more saturation, more light, more shades, and produce a better image. So if you're using images for the web, you would choose Adobe sRGB. If that image you wanted to print it, it would be Adobe RGB. And an image that you want to print using Adobe RGB would probably be in around 300 pixels per inch of that image, which means 300 of those tiny wee blocks of pixels crammed into each inch, which is going to give you a really, really good quality image. If you choose Adobe sRGB, it's probably going to be in around 72 pixels per inch, which will be a lower quality image. You wouldn't want to print it, but if you display it on a computer screen, that would be fine, because most computer screens can only display between 72 pixels per inch and 96 pixels per inch. Thank you very much. I have a task attached there for you. Please watch the YouTube videos too. Bye.